start the presentation, give you a highlight of the various cross-border crimes. Then these crimes are threats to the nation Ghana. So what is being done? First of all, at the national level, that's Ghana as a whole, and then also institutional level, that's what GIS is doing to counteract the various cross-border crimes that I will highlight you through. Then, in doing so, there are some few challenges that I will run you through. Then, recommendations to then lastly, conclusion. Ghana is a source country when it comes to migration, at the same time a transit point, and also by and large is becoming a destination point. If I say this, I mean people in nation Ghana are encouraged to travel outside to seek greener pastures. So Ghana is a source country. Also, people from the sub-region transit through Ghana to other neighboring countries. For example, during the rainy season, where we have farming activities booming at our neighboring country, Cote d'Ivoire, we have people from the sub-region, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, traversing through our country to Cote d'Ivoire for farming activities. Lastly, but not the least, Ghana being a destination point also, we have various nationals coming in to reside in Ghana, and some communities you can go now and it is name given to them are from other countries. We have Lagos town here, Abidjan town here, even China House, just to tell you the sort of people that live here. So by and large, Ghana is becoming a destination point. And in doing this, it comes with adverse effects on the nation Ghana. That is the cross-border crimes that I will run you through. By way of definition, when we say cross-border crime, it's any serious crime with a locus of a border. To break it down, any crime that is perpetrated not only inland but related to a cross-border point. And cross-border crimes is a threat to border security. And any nation seen to manage its borders well is said to have authority or control over the security of its borders. If a nation falls short of this, then it's lacking in terms of keeping its borders safe. These are some few cross-border crimes that I have highlighted there. My understanding is you are all border experts and coming from border regions, so you may even populate it more, but these are some few ones that I have highlighted. And when you go through, you can see in the middle or close to the middle, one that has been highlighted red. I highlighted it red because when it comes to terrorism, you and I know what its effect and its threat that is on the sub-region. In fact, during my Controller General's remark, he said that so far Ghana has not experienced any terrorist attack. But I can bet you, national security is not sleeping at all. And if I tell you the resource that is going through just to ward off the terrorist attack to come into Ghana, you will be marveled. And so terrorists as a whole is a burden on all the sub-region, and that is why I've highlighted it red. There are others, drug trafficking, piracy related to the marine side. As we go on, you see why I brought the piracy here also. Before I tell you what nation Ghana is doing to counteract this threat or these cross-border crimes, we are not just fighting these crimes, but through our intersection risk analysis center have come up with 3D's analysis. And you can see right there, we have terrorists there. As the threats being high, we were using high, medium, and low to analyze this very table. So we are saying threat, although we have not had strike of terrorist attack, we are saying it is that high as a threat. Vulnerability is medium because although the threat is high, we have some measures put in place to contain it when it strikes. And so at the end, we are saying terrorism is a risk very high in Ghana. The last but not the least, you can see document fraud. We say the threat is high, but vulnerability, impact, and risk, we say they are low because of the work put in to check these menace. So now, as I said, what we are doing since the last conference 2021, at the national level, we have the national security strategy, which has in it border security strategy. But Ghana Immigration Service as is present more at the various land borders. So national security tasked Ghana Immigration Service to come up with a land strategy, and we have the Ghana Land Border Security Strategy, which gives Ghana Immigration Service the mandate to be the lead agent when it comes to the management of our various borders. We are the lead agency, all right, but we don't work in isolation. We work in collaboration with the other agencies to manage the various borders. And in fact, it is working very perfect. I wouldn't say maybe that is why we have not yet got any strike of terrorism. And then down it, we have security governance initiatives. In fact, the national level, we have strategies, we have initiatives, projects, and operations that we are undertaking to make sure we mitigate some of the cross-border crimes that I have highlighted you on. And we have security governance initiative, which bring on board integrated border management. And in integrated border management, we have the National Border Fusion Center. What they do is they collate activities, management of the various borders at a national center, and they advise accordingly to national security. Also, we have the Accra Initiative. We realize that keeping security at our various borders will not only lie with us alone, but we need to depend on the other neighboring country, or depend on countries in the sub-region. So the Accra initiatives came up to make sure countries share intelligence and do joint operations to purposely counter terrorism. And I can boldly say we have countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Burkina Faso, and Benin as observers when it comes to the initiative. The national level, we realize by the use of the Risk Analysis Center, we realize that the threat of terrorism, if it will come from the northern part of our borders. Why? Because currently the terrorist activities are taking place in the Sahel region, and the Sahel is situated northwest of our nation, Ghana. And so national security came up with Northern Border Security Project. And in this project, they are establishing forward operation base at almost all the northern borders. This base will be like a barracks or a camp center closer to the border to quickly respond to any attack of terrorism at the various borders. And also deployment of technology. There is these ballistic cabins that even if you are operating at a remote area in this cabin and you come under attack, you will be able to fight back without you being overwhelmed. And also surveillance system, as Mr. Burridge rightly said, that AI, artificial intelligence, we are moving towards that direction. We want to monitor our various porous borders, that we are not there in person with drones, with surveillance devices, to be able to 24/7 know what is going on at our various borders. Also, we have national security operations. Currently, there's Operation Conquest Peace concentrating on the various northern borders. If I say the northern borders, I mean the northeast, northern region, upper east, upper west, and the savannah. They constitute the northern regions for Ghana, if I say it. And Operation Conquest Peace is currently taking place there. There's other Operation Calm Life, which has a nationwide approach, and it's not only at the northern region, but the whole of Ghana, the western side, the western frontier, and then the eastern frontier is also part of it. And through these operations, we are able to contain the situation for now. Now, what GIS is doing to also mitigate the various cross-border crimes that I highlighted you on. But before I do that, I want to let you know that the land border stretch of Ghana is 2,420 kilometers stretch. And to the east, I need not to run you through, we know our neighbors and the various kilometers are there. But interestingly, we have 45 land border crossing points, manning this whole stretch, 2,420 kilometers. You and I know this is woefully inadequate. And so, we have to make sure this as a threat, we mitigate it. And how do we mitigate it? Ghana Immigration Service has increased its sector commands. Before the Regional Conference 2021, it was 14. But currently, as I speak, we have 87 sector commands. And when I say sector commands, they are the various commands that we operate at along the various borders. It's clustered, so it becomes a sector. The numbers were very low, and we realized our presence at the various borders and the unapproved routes are needed more. So we increased the sector commands from 14 up to 67. Also, we have inland checkpoints. Before the 2021 conference, they were about 5, which I can easily tell you offhand, but now we have 32 inland checkpoints. We have done this because when we say checkpoints, the mop up activities at the various borders. I've been saying porous borders, which means although we have our presence at these entry and exit points, some may sneak in. And so when you come, these checkpoints are inland in Ghana, and these checkpoints we use to check them and we are able. And when we get to the success side, I will tell you some of the successes chalked with this inland checkpoint. Also, we realize to increase our staff strength, we have to, and we are paramilitary. You cannot just come into the service and operate. So you will have to be recruited and be trained. And we realize we're having only one training school, which wouldn't help us to recruit the numbers we want to recruit. So after the 2021 regional conference, currently as we speak, we have new 2 training schools coming on board, one at Tepa and then the other at Chebi, to help us to be able to revamp our numbers, to increase our numbers, to show presence, to show force at the various borders, to counteract the threat that is coming in from the borders. So we have created the Marine and Coast Guard unit under the Border Management Department. We realized that we were having gap when it comes to the operations of the marine side and then the maritime side. We were lacking. So through the initiative of our Controller General, we have now a Marine and Coast Guard unit taking care of the marine side of our border. And so when we come to the Border Management Department, we have the border control, the border patrol, and then the Marine and Coast Guard unit. So now we take care of all borders. When I say all borders, not only land, sea, air, and land. This picture is showing some of the some of the inland checkpoints that we use. The right picture is the Zebila inland checkpoint, and this help us mop up all activities that are done at the Boku enclave. We understand Boku has numerous unapproved routes. So for you to come in Ghana, you will have to use the Zebila inland checkpoint. So we have strategically positioned this inland checkpoint to serve that. So you may sneak in, but when you get there, you will be fished out. The left one too is on the Wa side. Enhancement of Border Management Information System, BMIS. In fact, without this, we will be very, very handicapped when it comes to the operation of our borders, especially our border control. Before the conference, we were having the PISIS system. When I say the PISIS system, it's a system, a software input into a computer with inputs from Interpol and other regional security setup who give us names of wanted people that should be intercepted in using our various borders. We were having this PISIS system only at the major entry points. Initially, I said we are at 45 land borders, and we're having only 3. Aflawo, Elubo, and Paga. So the rest we were lacking. But luckily, after the conference, IOM came to our aid, and now we have the MIDI system, which is doing the same work as what used to be done with the PISIS. And we have it at Kulungugu and Hamile, and it's still ongoing at Namo, Plimakum, and Mognori and Bumpurugu in the northeast region. So when it is completed, we'll be having 6 MIDAs, still not enough. And we will still act like the Oliver Twist. We ask for more. Before the conference, we were doing patrolling, but we realized the numbers were low. So after the conference, we've been able to increase our staff strength. Patrol equipment has also been augmented. Procurement of more apps. In fact, before the conference 2021, I want to say we were using borrowed arms, but now we have procured arms and we are using at the various borders. And also now our coverage when it comes to patrolling is now very wide and extensive. Immigration intelligence support. Before, we were having the intelligence unit at the headquarters alone, but after the 2021 regional conference, we have now established the intelligence unit at almost all the sector commands. We play important on the risk analysis side, and they do the risk analysis, and it informs us to be able to come out with projects and operations to counteract the threat that happens at the various borders. Also, technology has been deployed. As I said, the risk analysis center, they use these analysis tools to analyze the various crimes that we have at the various borders. In fact, before I got here, the table you saw was done by the Risk Analysis Center at our Intel unit at headquarters. Also, training and deployment of WAPIS equipment across the northern borders of Ghana. Before the regional conference, this was not there. And now, not just deploying it, but officers have been trained on in the usage of the WAPIS equipment, and they have been deployed at the northern borders. The northern borders, because that is now what the risk analysis is telling us, that the threat is from that side. I said we operate at the various borders, but we understand as border management, we can be overwhelmed looking at the various strikes that has taken place and where these terrorist activities are taking place. So we didn't just rest on our laurels that we have the presence at the borders, but we have come up with two units, a rapid response unit and a counter-terrorism unit. What they basically do is they are like a standby force. Call upon anytime we are overwhelmed at the various borders, and they are closer to the various borders so that in case they are called upon, and in fact this has taken a national picture. It's not only Ghana Immigration Service that has the rapid response unit, other sister security agencies also have. We understand that in combating the crimes at the various borders, it doesn't lie only with Ghana Immigration Service, but the other agencies that I talked to you about the integrated border management system. So they also have. So luckily we have a contingency plan that has SOPs, and we know how to go about counteracting and calling them upon and what they will come and do. Then, last but not the least, community relation. Without this, I would say, so far what I have talked about will not be successful because we work in their communities. In fact, I have worked in a community that they think their livelihood depends on some of the cross-border crimes I talked to you about. You will find yourself as an officer staying in one of them who perpetrates this crime. It is very disturbing, but we find ourselves in this. So without engaging them, to let them understand why we are there to keep security and bring them on board, whatever you do will not be successful. And we have the public affairs community engagement. This is a multi-agency approach, not only Ghana Immigration Service, but it involves other security agencies also. And so we go into a community. Just last year at Paga, they visited the border post and they went to the chief palace, organized the opinion leaders in the community, and in fact by then they were championing the national slogan, see something, you say something. And in fact, after they left, the success story we are having with the cooperation of the community is very, very helpful now. These are some pictures relating to community engagement. I wanted to use the lab, but I'm handicapped. The picture you see on the left, fortunately we have the commander in our midst here. He and other BOSSEC members were trying to dialogue with the community just because they have attacked some of our installations and we deem it fit. Thank you. It's understandable. So it deem it fit to call his other colleagues, BOSSEC members, to, these are opinion leaders of Aflao, trying to engage them to understand our role and our mandate to talk to their subjects, not to attack security at the border. Here too, you can see they are all women. In fact, it was during our Women's Week celebration, and they went on air to interact with the populace to know the dangers involved as a woman or the public to travel with that document. But their target were to the women. In fact, because they were women, the women were able to understand their message well. And you can see here route map of joint, not only Ghana immigration, so you can see fire service there, the military, and then prisons. They were all there just to let the community know that we are there for them when it comes to security issues. And so they also should be there for us to make our work successful. Now, I will want to run you through some pictures. These are some successes struck after the 2021 regional conference. And very striking, this man you see on the left on phone is a notorious, or should I say was, the trial has not ended, so it's a notorious robber in Togo. And he sneaked in when the Togo people were looking for him. He ran to seek safe haven in Ghana. But because of the network nature of our operation through Interpol, our officers on duty at one of the unapproved routes at Tatale area in the northern region, they were able to fish him out. And the right picture is when they were handing him over to the police, the Togolese authority. So this is one of the successes we struck after the regional conference, and this is all because we are able to relate well with our neighbors when it comes to sharing of information. These are seizures of Indian hemp. This take place, this is phenomena across the border, but it's well rooted when it comes to the eastern and the western side, but it is generally across the nation. And this, through our operations, we were able to intercept them. These are parcels of some of the Indian hemp ready for transportation. And in fact, this, when it finds itself in the terrorist hands, they are able to use it. And you know, when you are on this, whatever you do, you may not even know that you are doing it right. Some arms through this was a swoop done around the Boku area. Not only Ghana Immigration Service, but a collaborative effort with other sister security agencies, and some arms were retrieved. This also is destruction of illegal mining sites. I think when Mr. Borit was speaking, he made mention of the climate change and hazards to the environment. And in fact, they are destroying the environment. Not only the environment, this has concern to us because it was closer to the boundary pillars, and they were destroying the various boundary pillars at dollar power, which that place we share border with Côte d'Ivoire. And so we strike in with other sister security agencies, and we were able to overcome and destroy their sites. Also, across the country, we have been seizing a lot of pharmaceuticals. After running you through some of these successes that we've talked, I want to say we have some few challenges. And in fact, when I was talking about some of the successes, I talked about the BIC system being one of our border management information system. In fact, we have the MIDAS also. As I said, it is not enough at the various borders. And so it is an handicap that is a challenge to us we need to overcome. Lack of modern border infrastructure and facilities. I need not to belabor this point. We have, but we still will have to get more and more enhanced ones. Inadequate capacity building opportunity for border security personnel. I think the moderator rightly said that not that we are starting from zero. Yes, we have some capacity being built. In fact, my capacity has been built, that is why it's really standing there. But we need more, and more relevant ones. Low level of interagency cooperation. There is some level of interagency cooperation. In fact, through that, some successes I talk about we were able to achieve, but still we need to encourage it the more. Limited information sharing among ECOWAS countries. The notorious robber that I showed you was through information sharing with our neighboring country, but still we want to enhance it the more. So, in recommendation, we want to enhance information sharing. We collaborate more among ourselves at various sister security agencies operating in Ghana, and when we do it well, we extend it to our neighboring countries. That brings in international cooperation. We have to improve on our resource allocation and also do more targeted operations. As I said, we are into Operation Conquest Peace and Operation Camp Life. We need to do more. Operation Conquest Peace came about because of the risk analysis that came up. And it is a targeted operation, targeted to the northern part of Ghana, and we need to do such more operations. So, in conclusion, I would want to say that cross-border crime requires a comprehensive operational response at the borders. A comprehensive operational response at the borders based on the risk analysis and identify criminal threats. We cannot do it without the risk analysis. So the risk analysis will tell you to target, to have a good target to overcome your threat. Nations, and for that matter, Ghana, could be assisted in expertise, training, advice on the provision of appropriate technological tools or launching operational response to mitigate these threats. Without much ado, I use data. Thank you for your audience.
Okay, so thank you very much for a very detailed presentation. From our perspective as a country, you can appreciate that a lot has been done since the last conference, which took place in 2021. And we are not shying away from some of the challenges that are also yet to be tackled. and some of them are shared in nature.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.